Hey, this is Rob with Eco Panels of Tennessee, and we're here in the shop. We're putting together this little building and thought we'd demonstrate how to put on a roof panel. We're going to do a more detailed video of this whole roof going on when this gets to its final destination here in a few weeks, but since it was here and it was already kind of set up, we thought, well, hey, we need to kind of demonstrate this. So I'm up here on the ladder up at the roof level, and looking from above, you can see here's our gable end wall with the plate, and here's our rafters, and these rafters are every 4 foot, and well, we're going to put a roof panel up here. Now the roof panel's right down here, if you can aim down that way. We've got it ready to go. So a couple things about the roof panels. When you get your SIP panel plans, it will have the roof panel layout. So you'll have, like, you know, R1, 2, R3, R4. R means roof. We're not high tech. And each panel is numbered, so it does have a place to go. And the reason for that is the bottom edge of that panel has the subfascia board in it for your soffit end, your eave end. And so that wooden piece is already in there, and it's actually already plumb cut to the pitch, the angle of this roof. So you want to make sure you start with the correct panel. So we're going to start with R1 right here on this corner. Now the guys have marked the overhangs. This particular building has a 1 foot overhang here on the eave side, and it's got a 2 foot overhang on the gable side. So they marked on the panel where this panel needs to set. Now, if you've ever put together flooring or a metal roof or anything that's like a large sheet type product, you know that or tile is like this especially. You got to get the first one straight, because all the rest of them are going to follow that one. So I'm going to get down off the ladder, let the guys get this one up here for a second, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about getting it all lined up so that everything lays out correctly. Okay, so the guys have got the first panel up, and we've been very careful to measure the overhangs. We've got 2 foot overhanging on the gable side, and we've got 1 foot overhanging on the back eave side of this particular cabin. So after much measuring and making sure that we have this first piece in right, we're going to put the roof panel screws in and secure it down to the rafters and to the plate of the back wall and the gable wall. Go ahead, sir. All right, so we supply the roof panel screws with the house package that includes roof panels. These roof panel screws here are 8 inches long. They have a special head on them that we send with you. Send with the kit so that you can put it in an impact. And there is a spacing pattern for these in our assembly manual showing you how many screws you're going to need. Now normally there would be quite a few screws here. We're just going to put in a couple and tack this on because we got to take this back apart and ship it. But we're going to put on the second panel to show you how the panels join end to end. We'll be back just a second. Kind of hold that up where you see what it looks like. So that's got a piece, it's kind of like a skinny SIP panel, and it fits in this groove. So what you want to do is take the spray foam that we supply with the foam gun, foam this really good on both edges and a zigzag down the middle, and then that spline piece will go in there. Then what you want to do is take some smaller screws. You still got your screw gun? I got my screw gun. Hand a screw there, Sean. And screw that in just at the top in a couple of places, Gunner. That'll hold it up where the next panel will go in correctly. There we go. See, that'll pull it up where that next panel will fit in there like we want it. I usually just put a couple until we get it set in place and then come back. All right, now our next panel that we'll get in just a second is going to fit over this and create and so we use these splines so that we're not creating a thermal bridge right here. That way we still are keeping all the warm inside your house and not creating a cold spot. So we're going to grab the next panel and slide it over this and show you how that goes together. So we're here in the shop and we're obviously using our forklift to lift this up. We do recommend in our manual that you use some sort of forklift or something to lift the roof panels. Can you get them up here by hand? Yeah, you probably could, but we want you to be safe. And they're awkward and heavy. So you might not, it's good to rent like a telehandler or something for a day. That's going to be money well spent because you're going to be able, the money you're going to spend on the rental, you're going to make up for in time, getting it up here quickly like you need it. Yeah, so you just come down until you line everything up nice. Perfect right there on this side. So now, Gunner, what you want to do is make sure that you're tight here on the front. Your OSB's tight there and it's tight out here. That way you know you're straight. Yeah. And then if you're straight, you can tack that edge like you did on the other one to hold it in place while you get it screwed in. So, back to this spline is now in this sandwich area, and remember, on site this would all be foamed, right? So there'd be all kind of foam. In fact, if the foam's oozing out, that's good. You want to make sure that's foamed securely. You can see how the panels tongue and groove together. We put this next one on. This would be filled with foam. This would be filled with foam as it goes together. We want to make sure it's sealed up really nice. Now they're going to put a couple of roof panel screws in that one to hold it in place, and then we're going to get another panel and put it up here and show you how that goes together. All right, so now we're going to drop the panel down into place and then make sure that once we get it down there in place, we're going to line it up out here on the gable side. Make sure it's lined up correctly. Okay, now don't push it down tight yet. Pull it back where it's about 3 or 4 inches away from the other panel. Pull it uphill. So Gunner, you'll be able to see there where that tongue is going to be in your way, right where that spline is. You're going to want to cut that away. You need a knife? I got one. Okay. You want to, what you want to do is just cut that little bit of tongue off so that that's going to fit correctly. And again, in the field, we would be foaming all this thoroughly. We send plenty of foam with the package for you to put this together with. So he's going to trim off that little piece of tongue because otherwise it'll hit that spline and it won't allow the panels to go together all the way like they're supposed to. Now once that's removed, you should be able to slide it down into place. Okay, now one thing you're going to notice is you might say, well, my zip is not fitting together tight. How tight is your zip up there at the top? All right, so the zip product is actually made a little bit shy of 4 foot wide on purpose. They allow a little expansion gap. So don't try to force it or horse it in there. Get it as tight as you can. Screw it down and you're good to go. The bottom OSBs are touching fine. So that's your guide. It's not going to go anymore. So make sure it's down there good. And then that one will be screwed into place the same as the others. One thing I do want to point out right here in this gable end, these panels on the gable side are going to have a void in them. After all your roof panels are up, this is a 6.5 inch panel. You'll take a 2x6 that will go all the way, try to get as long as ones you can, 12s or 14s or 16s, and that will tie all of these panels together on the gable sides. Once they're all in place, you just slip that right in there, screw that in place, and you're all set. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more information on how a roof panel is installed if you choose to purchase those from us here at Eco Panels of Tennessee. Now, every roof design is a little different. Well, every house we do is a little different. So if you'd like to talk about your particular project, please give us a call. The number's on the screen. You can also email us or text us. We can send you our assembly manual. It's got a lot of details on this as well. Just reach out to us and tell us how we can help you.